Why is the word female dehumanizing, but menstruating person, birthing person is not? I find being referred to as a menstruating person or birthing person incredibly dehumanizing. I will call a woman if she presents as such and use gendered terminology as the norm. If a specific person requests I do otherwise for them as an individual, I have no problem doing that. But I'm not changing standard usage for everyone else. As a woman, if someone called me a birthing person, I'd be extremely offended. But as another comment said, it's really for people who have uteruses that don't identify as female. Female isn't dehumanizing necessarily. Where that comes from is when misogynistic men generalize women and say, females are. Insert adjective, because when you say male or female, you're typically referring to animals. You don't say a woman cat, you say a female cat. I wouldn't say it's dehumanizing in all contexts, but it's definitely used by women as a red flag indicator. Men who call women females don't usually have a respectful ideation of them. If someone ever calls me a menstruating person or a birthing person, I'm walking away from that conversation, and that would be that. Y'all can call yourselves whatever y'all want. Doesn't impact me in the least. But to be clear, when speaking to me, I'm a woman and female. And I'm not sorry for wanting to be called what I am. I find the other terms dehumanizing, as if I'm a lab rat or something. I think it is dehumanizing. I don't want to be referred to as my biological function. Female as an adjective is fine. Female as a noun is dehumanizing someone by reducing them to their gender. Menstruating, birthing person can be just as dehumanizing if used to refer to women, as not all women menstruate, give birth, or have the ability to do so. Using the term female when talking specifically about women can be viewed as demeaning based on context. Menstruating, birthing person are terms used to be inclusive of all gender identities of people who menstruate and give birth who aren't women, for example, trans men. And when used within appropriate context, please know that I am not here to discuss the validity or necessity of inclusive language. I am simply answering OP's question. Flip it. That male is so basic. Look at how that male is dressed. Where is that male now? Plus, it's usually always derogatory in nature. Semen-producing person, prostrate owner, non-birthing person, penis owner. Depends on the context. Females do is douchey and dehumanizing because it reduces them to animals in some nature. Documentary. Notice that people who use females in that context never refer to guys as males. Also, not taking the transphobic bait. Female isn't offensive in all contexts, but usually the guys who refer to women as female perceive women are subordinate. The word's not inherently dehumanizing, but it's used to dehumanize women, if that makes sense. At this point, I can't tell if being called a female upsets me, or if I've just been conditioned to feel upset about it. You know what I mean? It upsets me, but I don't know why. They're just words at the end of the day and really don't matter. Because female is usually used in contexts where saying woman is more natural and preferred. That female is in my uni class instead of that woman is in my uni class acts as a way to dehumanize female, used not as an adjective, female doctors, etc., but as a noun on its own, has the same implications as a female of the animal species. Sounding like what someone would say in a nature documentary referring to animals. In contrast, menstruating person, birthing person, is used mostly in scientific contexts and is gender neutral, referring to all people who are capable of menstruating or giving birth regardless of their gender identity. It wouldn't typically be said in casual conversation, as it is a bit clunky, but it's a perfectly accurate term that doesn't have negative connotations. The context in which people say female is dehumanizing, and the context in which people say those other terms are completely separate. Dude, LMAO. People say female is dehumanizing in the context of common conversation like, wow, this class sure doesn't have many females, does it? Quote. Whereas those other terms are basically only used when specifically talking about reproductive health. The opposition to using female when you specifically are just talking about people who menstruate or can get pregnant isn't a matter of dehumanization, but rather that there are people who experience those things who are men, intersex, or whatever that make the generalization of female misleading. I think it's a little weird to say female. It's just really formal but not dehumanizing. And IG contextually birthing person could be not weird, but it's kinda weird. BC it makes it seem that we should think that the only thing that makes a woman a birthing person. And maybe trans people care, which is fine. But I think most will understand that the majority of females identify as women and won't care. Here's my problem with using the word female. Any living thing can be male or female. Only human beings can be women. Because the latter is self-applied and not intended to be derogatory. Female describes any species. A person is a human. People have lost their minds. It isn't. I'm a woman and I hate hearing men refer to women as females. It is dehumanizing. It's as though they mean to talk about you like some species unrelated to themselves, rather than as another human being.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.